Today we're talking about landing software engineering offers, and the reason the best developers can consistently get new offers is their ability to stand out. You might have great experience, but how do you actually build trust with a convincing story that allows you to stand out in a unique manner? This part's a skill, and it's one of the hardest skills to learn as a software engineer, especially when each job posting has hundreds of applications in the last 24 hours. But when you get this right, interviews feel more like conversations. So in this video, I'm going to walk through the strategy that's landed me multiple interviews and offers in some of the easiest interviews I've had. After watching this, I guarantee you're going to think differently about how you take the job application process. And the best part is that this will help you in finding a job, finding a community of people like you, or building a business if that interests you. And by the way, I'm Josh. I'm a DevOps engineer, and I just make videos sharing things that I've learned along the way. With that said, let's get into it. So to start us off, we are in a trust crisis. Hiring managers are just skeptical by default because the majority of people are just not as good as they think they are. And to stand out, there are three things that we need to do to gain trust and visibility. So the first one is authority. We need proof that shows our experience. We don't want to just have a resume that makes bold claims without any way to actually back it up visually. The second one is going to be awareness. We need people to know who we are before we actually meet them. So the last one is authenticity. We want to make sure that the person they see online and in the interview is the exact same person they see every day showing up to work. And so knowing this, how do we actually build these things, the authority, the awareness, and the authenticity? We're going to do this through content and specifically through LinkedIn and YouTube. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, I don't want to be a LinkedIn influencer or be posting on social media like that. Neither do I. But think about YouTube like bonus time that you get to spend with the hiring manager after hours before you've ever even talked to them. That is just an advantage over all the other applicants. And this should be long form. It should be technical tutorials and opinions that are focused entirely on proving your skill set. You want to show that authority on the topic that you are working in, and then share your values as well as your thought process, which is the authenticity side. And real quick, go hit the subscribe button to see exactly how I'm doing this with my YouTube channel. So the point is that we're not trying to blow up with millions of views, although maybe it will and you can build a business out of that. But we're just looking to share so much proof that it is undeniable that we can do the job that we claim we can. And when you do this, where you post a variety of videos across your entire knowledge base, it makes convincing other people that you know what you're talking about so much easier. You can then go apply to jobs, freelance or career positions, and send an email just linking a video doing the exact task that the job rec is asking for. So sometimes I've done this where I either already have it built or I just go build something small and send them a video of the exact thing that they're looking for, maybe some POC that would be the first steps. Might take me an hour, but it takes my chances of getting the job from 10% to 90%. And one of the bonuses here is that your communication skills are probably not that great, and especially communicating technical things in an easy to understand way. And by posting on YouTube, you naturally learn this, and it helps you talk to stakeholders, mentor other people, and just generally have more confidence in your ability to communicate day to day. And you can actually go back and see some of my old videos from when I started posting 6 months ago, and it's like a totally different person talking on camera. Okay, so we covered the authority and the authenticity with YouTube. Now let's go ahead and cover the awareness, which is going to be through LinkedIn. So the problem with YouTube is that when you post that long form walkthrough videos that are highly technical, it draws other technical people. And technical contributors are not the decision makers that we care about. We want recruiters, hiring managers, and executives to see our library of proof. And that's why we use LinkedIn to get awareness. So think of LinkedIn like your personal advertising. You want to have a clean, optimized profile that shows a little bit about yourself. You want your interests, your background, all of those sorts of things. And we do this because anytime you apply for a job, whether it be freelance, some kind of business, or a full-time role, anyone looking at your resume is going to immediately go to your LinkedIn profile. It's just natural for people to go visit it. And unfortunately, some decisions are made in just a few seconds of looking at your LinkedIn profile where they don't even read it. It's just subconscious. But that is a good thing if we actually take advantage of it, knowing it. Picture it like a funnel. So at the top here, we're going to say we have 100 candidates that go ahead and apply to a job. Now we'll say 50% of them don't even meet the requirements. They're like people that make money online from home and they're applying to jobs and they've never wrote a line of code before. And then another, say 30% might meet those requirements, but they have the same like 5 bullet points claiming that they know Python, React, and AWS. And they have some made up stat that shows they like personally increase load time by 76.2%, as if they could calculate that accurately. And so now we're down to just the last 20 people out of that 100 already that get more than 30 seconds of time from whoever's looking at their profiles. And this is where if you have a shit LinkedIn profile that you haven't logged into since your last job search, you've already lost this job. So I'm just going to run through a couple prereqs before I jump into the content side. So first, have a professional picture with a color background. It's not your like high school prom picture with your ex-girlfriend cropped out of the back. Banner doesn't matter too much unless you're running a business, then it would be better to have one. I would say just keep it simple. You can't help yourself too much here, but you can hurt yourself if you put some cringe thing about like building or collaboration or something like that. So don't do that. Other small thing is 500 connections. So if you don't have 500 connections on LinkedIn, it just looks like you're not that active. So just go through, press my network, and then literally scroll through the list every week and just press connect. You can do it on your phone super quick. You just go down the list. You can do like 100 people a week and hit that 500. It's very small, but it just makes your profile look like you actually use it for when recruiters go look. And then this one's really important. Make sure that on your profile, you actually have your resume directly included. So the way that LinkedIn works for people searching for hiring is that they're going to look at your skills and like, let's say your headline. So make sure this is optimized as well. So mine's DevOps engineering consultant. Don't just put like DevOps engineer at company. I put what I have here, but then I also put the things that I'm really good at, which is infrastructure as code, so that people know that immediately. Just makes me stand out a little bit more. So they might think I'm lesser on other things, but they know the infrastructure as code I can do well. And then, so these searches would come from there. They might see all of my skills, and then that's how the queries come from the recruiters, and they might reach out to me based off that. So make sure your resume is right here so they can access it as soon as they find you. And then lastly, just make sure that your experience, your certifications, and your education's all up to date. You'll see some people that they have like overlap of jobs, or they haven't updated their job since they left a year ago. Things like that just don't look good. Okay, now that the basics are out of the way, onto the content. So I personally think LinkedIn is on easy mode right now. I don't have the stats, but LinkedIn is the highest platform usage of people that go on, log in, and do not post, they only interact. And of those that do post, it's like 80% AI shit posts with rocket ships and 100 signs. So please don't do that. Just start writing simple posts. I'm going to show you here. So you can see I have 90,000 impressions on my post in the last 7 days, up 9% for my followers, 800 profile views in the last 90 days. So I'm just looking to get awareness. Again, just let people know you are breathing and alive, and then other opportunities will come from there. And you'll see I'm not writing complicated posts. Here's my last one. I'm not going to read it, but you can pause the video if you want to. Very short. I just write a few short posts of things that are interesting to me, things I'm working on. And one important thing here is you'll see I write very basic and very clean. It's not like I'm writing this massive paragraph that nobody wants to read. You want to avoid corporate jargon because the average person reads at like a 3rd grade reading level. So when you write that corporate jargon, it makes less people able to understand it. And it's also just less interesting to read because everyone writes that way. So just start by making some posts on some consistent cadence, whether that's weekly or even just like at random a couple times a month. You just need awareness. Just let people know that you are alive, and then the opportunities will start to come your way. You'll get recruiters reaching out. You'll connect with people that have job opportunities. You'll connect with people that are on your level that might want to bring you in when their team starts hiring, all sorts of things. And then for the connection from LinkedIn to YouTube, if you have LinkedIn Premium, you can add a button. I used to have one, but I removed it. I need to get it back. So you can just say like link to my content or link to my YouTube, whatever you want to do. And then I have in my contact info here, you can see it says website portfolio, but here's my YouTube link. And then also on my resume. So you'll see I have it right at the top. Like I said, in that funnel that we're looking at, getting down this funnel is by getting them into your LinkedIn and into your YouTube. So I want to put this directly at the top, get them to click that as soon as possible because that just moves me down a level. So I have LinkedIn, YouTube here, and then down at the bottom for projects, I have YouTube again because I have all sorts of projects. They can go find whatever they think's relevant to the job that they're looking at. Okay, so I yapped on that for quite a while, but why does this stuff actually work? When you gain awareness through LinkedIn and then you drive that traffic down to your long form content on YouTube, you end up just forcing your way down the funnel. And just by having the confidence to post on a topic like that on social media, it builds trust and it just automatically gives you authority on the topic. So I started YouTube around January of this year. I have like 550 subscribers right now at the time of this recording. And I've already had people from all across the globe connect with me on LinkedIn through my content. And it's also given me some of the easiest interviews of my career. I've literally joined the meeting and the interviewer starts immediately asking about videos that I've posted on XYZ topic and how I described something really well and they understood it well. And then the conversation just flows from there. They know who you are, which is the awareness. They know what experience you have, which is the authority. And they know what you like and your personality, which is that authenticity. And at that point, all you have to do is not talk yourself out of the job.